Hello guys, welcome to another video. This time we have got a sum which is shared by one of our subscriber students where he is facing some difficulties and wants to understand how the journal entries would look like for this issue of share sum. Let's have a look what all we have got here. MV Limited is registered with a capital of 2 lakh divided into 10,000 equity shares of rupees 20 each, payable rupees 5 on application, rupees 7 on allotment and rupees 8 on first and final call. The company offered 5,000 shares to the public for subscription and it received applications for 6,700 shares. Straight away, then our journal entry for application becomes bank account debit, right, to equity share application account. All right, this one is 6700 into 5 per share. 33,500 we have received an application being application money received for 6,700 shares at the rate rupees 5 each. Okay. Next one. We have Vimal who had applied for 1,500 shares and he had paid the entire 7500 on application, but only 8,000 shares were allotted to him. Abhay, who had applied for 2,000 shares, he paid the entire amount of 40,000, but he was only allotted 1,000 shares. Nitin, who applied and who received 500 shares, did not pay the allotment and the call money. The remaining applicants paid as and when due. The surplus money that was received from both Vimal and Abhay were used towards allotment and call money, and any surplus was refunded. The company forfeited Nitin's shares after the final call. So let's understand this scenario with the help of the working. Before that, let's pass the journal entry as well so that we can easily put the figures. So equity share application account debit to equity share capital account. Then we will have to equity share allotment account. Then we would have calls in advance account, which is for the adjustment with the first and final call. Alternatively, as I told before, we can pass to share first and final call account here and deduct this amount when we receive the call money in the bank entry. Then the next one will be to bank account where we are refunding any money which is there. Let's come to the working. Let's get a complete clarity on how things are. These are the important headers that help you to analyze and understand most of the scenarios that we have during issue of shares. Let's take Vimal's case first. Shares applied for, he applied for 1,500 shares, but shares allotted to him are 1,800. Application money that he paid on 1,500 shares was 7,500, which is matching with the one given in the question. Money due on allotment from him, which is 800 shares into 7, and money due on call from him is 800 shares into 8 per share. Excess application money that he has paid, that will be 1,500 minus 800 shares into rupees 5 per share, which is 3,500. How much are we adjusting with allotment? If you see, the money due on allotment is 5,600, so we will adjust the entire amount which is due on allotment. With calls, we won't be able to adjust anything as nothing is left now. How much is remaining on allotment? Money due on allotment was 5600 and we have adjusted 3500. Remaining on allotment is 2100 and on calls we have the entire amount due which will be received along with call. There is no refund for Vimal. Let's see Abhay's case. He applied for 2000 shares and he was allotted only 1000 shares. Application money paid, he paid and 40,000 rupees during application. Money due on allotment from him is 1000 shares into 7 per share, which is 7,000. Money due on call from him on 1000 shares is 1000 into 8, which is 8,000 rupees. Excess application money he has paid is 35,000 because if you see here straight away, let's do the math. 40,000 he has paid, but he's allotted only 1000 shares for which the application money is 5,000. So 35,000 is excess application money. Out of this, we can adjust the entire allotment money. We can adjust the entire call money as well. Money remaining on allotment is nothing. Money remaining on call is nothing. So remaining out of 35,000, we are remaining left with 20,000 that will be refunded to him. Let's come to Nitin's scenario. Nitin, he applied for 500 shares. He received 500 shares. Application money that he has paid is 2,500. Money due on allotment from him is 3,500. Money due on call from him is 4,000. Right? Excess application money, there is nothing. Adjusted with allotment and calls, nothing. And he is the person who did not pay the allotment money and the call money when due. So remaining on allotment is the entire money which is here. Same for call as well, 4,000, nothing is refunded to him. For others, in order to understand for others, let us see total application received, which was 6700. Total allotment is 5,000. So if we do a simple math and subtract this entire sum, 2700 is the application and for them 2700 is the allotment. So there is no case of excess application and the question says they have made their full payment whenever it was due. So we don't have to do any further calculation for them. So let's come back to our journal. If you see here adjusted with allotment, we have these two figures which is coming to 10,500 adjusted with allotment. So we will write this and adjusted with call is 8,000. This will go against calls in advance. 20,000 will go against bank account. So let's go here. Equity share allotment account. This will be 10,500 as we saw there. Calls in advance are 8,000. To bank is 20,000. Equity share capital, since company is issuing 5,000 shares and the equity share capital face value for application is 5. So 25,000 is the amount here. If you add up all three, this is adding up to 63,500. All right. So we have to make some changes here. In this case, we have done a simple math of 6700 into 5. However, we have an applicant here who has paid extra 35,000 along with application. We have to consider that as well, right? So we have to find out how much extra has he paid. He has applied for 2,000 shares, but he received only 1,000 shares. So for 2,000 shares, he has paid the ideal money is 2 into 5, 10,000, but he has paid 40,000, right? 30,000 are extra for him. So that comes here. This is the tricky part you have to remember. And then here 63,500 becomes our equity share application amount. Okay, I hope this adjustment is clear. See again, if I repeat 6700 into 5, that is the normal application we do the normal way. But if you see here, he has paid 30,000 extra because on 2,000, if you see a normal calculation of 5 rupees per share, that's coming to 30,000, that's coming to 10,000. So excess that he has paid is 30, which is also going in here. All right, being application money, being the share allotted, and excess application money adjusted with allotment, call, and rest refunded. All right. The next journal that we have is making the allotment money due. So let's do it. Equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital account. This will be for 5,000 shares at the rate rupees 7, which is 35,000, being allotment money made due. The next journal is receiving the allotment money. So that will be to bank account debit. We have a defaulter. Nitin did not pay the allotment money. So calls in arrears account debit. Okay. Calls in arrears account debit as well. Then we will have to equity share allotment account. Right. Let's write the amount for calls in arrear as we have calculated at the bottom. For Nitin, the amount remaining on allotment for him is 3500. Vimal has made the payment, so it will not come as calls in arrear. So 3500 is for Nitin. For bank account, we are supposed to receive 35,000. However, we have already received 10,500, so we won't receive that again. So that will be a straight calculation here, 24,500. And here as well, out of 35,000, subtract the one that we have received here, subtract the one which is a defaulter, so it comes to 21,000. Okay, straightforward calculation. Let's write the narration. Being allotment money received except for Nitin's 500 shares. All right. Next entry is making the call money due. So let's do it. Equity share call account, first and final call account debit. Equity shares first and final call account debit. to equity share capital account. Amount would be again 5,000 shares into 8 per share, which is 40,000, being call money made due. Okay. Then we have the receiving entry, which is bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit as well, to equity share first and final call account. One more thing will come here, which is calls in advance account debit, the amount that we created here to be adjusted with the first and final call. So that has to be recorded here. Okay. Again, if we have debited here equity share first and final call account, then the adjustment would be the same the way that we did for allotment. Okay, that is the only difference. Rest everything remains the same. Okay, so let's do it. Equity share calls in advance. We already know the amount 8,000. So we write that here. For calls in arrears, we know already how much is the defaulter for Nitin, which is 4,000 that we write here. So how much do we receive here? We are supposed to receive 40,000. Out of that, how much have we received? We have to subtract these two. Minus 8,000 minus 4,000. 28,000 we are receiving. Let's complete the narration, being share first and final call money received except for Nitin's 500 shares, calls in advance adjusted. All right. So we have done the first and final call as well. Now it's time to forfeit the shares of Nitin. All right. So share capital account debit to share forfeiture account to calls in arrears account. Okay. Share capital will be the called up amount. Here we have made all the calls. So straight away that will be 500 into 20. Share forfeiture, whatever he has paid the application money only. So 500 into 5. Calls in arrears, whatever he hasn't paid. So he hasn't paid 4,000 rupees in first and final call, and he hasn't paid the 3,500 rupees in the allotment money. So that becomes our forfeiture entry, being 500 shares of Nitin forfeited. All right. The question doesn't say anything about reissue of the shares. So this is where the question gets complete. Thanks for watching, guys. If there are any further queries that you have on this question, do let me know in the comments box below. If you want to get notified whenever the next video comes up, click on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Do share the videos with your friends who you think can benefit from these videos. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you all in the next video with another question and the series that we are completing.